Hello, everyone, and welcome to our presentation. My name is Cliff Guerin. I am the career advisor here at WGU's Career and Professional Development Center, and we're going to be talking about writing cover letters. So let's look at what our agenda will be. We will cover what a cover letter is, what is the purpose of cover letters today, what is the best formatting to use. We'll look at a little deeper dive with paragraph by paragraph, and then we'll summarize our time with things to keep in mind. So what exactly is a cover letter used for today? Well, first of all, it should be a compliment to your resume and to the job you're applying to. So make sure that your cover letter is not your biography. It's not going to be your life story. You're writing to a particular audience, and the audience is the employer that you're applying for, and also the job description. The job description is full of lots of good details and contents, qualifications, and skills. So both your cover letter and your resume should reflect how you're qualified for that particular job. And it's perfectly okay and acceptable for there to be a little bit of crossover. So if you're repeating things a little bit, but the cover letter is more conversational. So it should complement your skill sets and what you bring to the company. It's basically or typically one page only. You don't want to go on and on. An employer just wants to skim a cover letter, pick up any conversational types of introductions. But again, if it's more than one page, then it gets too wordy and too long. It should only highlight your motivations for applying to the position, why you want to work at that particular organization, and you can showcase on your cover letter personality traits, values you bring, what your strengths are that you can bring to the company. Those do not go on a resume, but they can go on your cover letter. Remember, it's a letter. It's conversational. You want to make it interesting. You want to make it personal. So a few things that a cover letter can do, it can be used to highlight your academic background and experience, especially if you're a career changer and you want to bring any certifications, your degrees, projects, academic stuff that you've done. That's a good reason for a cover letter to highlight those, in addition to your professional and personal qualifications for the job you're applying to. You do not want a cover letter to be too generic. Otherwise, it doesn't really say anything. And the employer is going to be looking for, what do you know about us? What do you know about the job you're applying to? And where can I find that in your cover letter? Sometimes the employer and the job description, in that job description, will say that a qualifying skills could include professional communication, written and spoken. So a cover letter could be used as a writing sample. So you want to proofread it, you want to make sure it sounds professional, and you want to be able to showcase your writing style and ability to communicate. This is a way for you to tell the employer, again, how you're qualified for the position that you're applying to. You can give some more detailed related skills or transferable skills from other jobs that you've had, if you're a career changer, for example. And definitely let them know, the employer, that you are excited about this opportunity. You're proactive to apply. You want to make sure that you are putting your best foot forward. Now, in your typical cover letter, you want to be able to answer two questions. The first question is, and this could be at the top, not really writing the question out, but the top half of the cover letter should answer the question, why them? Don't jump into why you think you're the best candidate, what you have in mind, what you're bringing to the table. Talk about, how did you find this particular job posting? Why are you choosing this particular role? Maybe based on your degree, based on your interest. Why are you applying to this particular company So that's going to call you to do some research. What do you know about the company? What's their mission? What's their product or their purpose in the business world? Why do you believe you're in alignment with that business purpose? And then you could talk about yourself, why you, what you bring, what you're demonstrating, how you believe your degree and perhaps your past history make you a good candidate for the position. And this is all to help in that making that connection. It's all about building that relationship. And the first thing you want to do is introduce yourself. Just like if you're at a mixer, you're at a party, you want to introduce yourself, but then you want to ask about the other person. So Dale Carnegie said at one time, if you want people to be interested in you, first be interested in them. So that's my whole philosophy behind the why them, why you kind of philosophy in writing your cover letter, making that connection. Now, other ways to make a connection is to show your brand. How does your brand relate to theirs? How does that align? How do you align to their culture? And that's going to be, again, doing that research on their website, or you can do the research on LinkedIn. But if you go to their website, go to their about page, read about them. What do you align with? How can you write that into that first few paragraphs of your cover letter? And again, tell them how you came to learn about the job posting. Maybe it's through Handshake, maybe it's through LinkedIn. But again, you want to show that you're kind of pursuing them, not in a weird way, but in a way that shows interest, a way that shows a compelling way that you're recruiting them, so to speak. And then again, it demonstrates what values you bring, what unique aspects can you offer for the success of the position that's being posted. Now, when we're looking at the formatting, it's in kind of what we call a business block. So this is what that looks like. Start with your name, your contact information. Then the next thing could be the date that you send your application in. Then you want to put the company name. Maybe if you know who the recruiter is, you don't need to. But if you know who the recruiter is, you could put their name there as well. Or you might simply put, attention hiring manager. That would be perfectly acceptable. Then under that company name, attention hiring manager, city and state, you want to put what's the reason for this cover letter. So that RE, which means regarding, and then the job title. Now you're branding your cover letter to the job that you're applying to. So if it is regarding account specialist 1 or software developer 2, whatever the job title is. Then your greeting or your salutation. Dear hiring manager. Don't say to whom it may concern or dear sir or madam. That is so generic and it is out of date. So at the very least, dear hiring manager will fill the gap. Then again, we're breaking this down by paragraphs. So that first opening paragraph may be a little bit of why you're applying to the position, how you found the position, and then go into why them. Why are you pursuing them? What is it about the company that interests you? And then that body of the cover letter, you can even use bullet points for this, but it could be a little bit of an introduction to now why you, bringing to bear what unique characteristics you bring or what new pivot you bring, your new job qualifications that you're bringing. Putting those in bullet points could be a really good visual aspect. And on our website, you'll be able to find when you go to building your brand, click on cover letters, you'll find 2 samples. You'll find a paragraph example, which is like this, and you'll find one that incorporates bullet points. Then your closing paragraph is just wrapping it up. Again, restating your interest in the position and that you believe that you're a strong candidate for the role. And then the final paragraph or the closing, could be still part of the closing, just brings everything to an end. Do not ask for an interview. That might sound kind of weird and sound like we're splitting hairs, but let them know that you're available if they have further questions or would like to know more detail about your qualifications. You hope to hear from them soon. Sincerely, and then your name. With your name, just keep it the same font as your cover letter. Don't find a fancy font that looks like script or anything like that. Just keep it all consistent. Now, as I said, when we're going paragraph by paragraph, that opening paragraph, here's a way to look at this in a visual context. Again, states the position you're applying to, where you found it, the connection you have, and that can be the hook. So that first opening paragraph can be the hook in the connection that you're trying to build. Then the other paragraphs fill in the details. Maybe that next paragraph can be about your academic qualifications. If you are a career changer or you're trying to find another way of highlighting your academic qualifications to the position, then that next paragraph could be the place for that. You could talk about what degree you're taking, what degree you're studying, maybe some key courses that you would see really applies to the job you're applying to. And it's perfectly fine to state Western Governors University. That's perfectly fine. Since that's your current school, that's what I would do. Then connecting the skills and the paragraphs and the things like that. So that will be very helpful as well. And then the conclusion or the final closing. Now, if you want to use ChatGPT, that's perfectly fine. AI is your friend. It's not an enemy. And you can put in some prompts. And here's a way from JobScan. If you have JobScan, you know that you have a premium account with WGU, and you can use JobScan to help you with your cover letter. It'll grade it. It'll do a profile as far as what you match, what you're missing, what the gaps are, and how to fix them. LinkedIn has a really great article as well on using AI and ChatGPT. When you get the video, you should be able to link to this, or you can go to LinkedIn and just put in ChatGPT and cover letter, and then this link should show up and allow you to read that article. Now, if you want some sample prompts to start with, here is a way for you to see those sample prompts. I'm going to let you look at these for a moment and give you a chance to read this over. All right. So very good for that. So, put in your prompt first, put in the job description, letting them know that the job description is what you want them, if you want as well. And all right. I hope that everyone can see that okay. Let me try to reconnect. I'm going to stop the video to save our bandwidth. All right. So things to remember and to keep in mind will be these that you have here. So the themes you want to have the why you, why them, highlighting your experiences and showcasing your candidacy. The style needs to be professional, 1 page, and maybe 3 to 5 paragraphs. And then your font can be the same as your resume, is my suggestion. That's a good way to mention that. And then how you stand out is to tailor it and customize it to the job description. That's your best way of showing how you're qualified for the position. I know this is short and sweet. Again, I apologize for the technical glitches, but if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer those questions now. I'd say the standard font would be Arial or Calibri. Times New Roman is perfectly fine too, but Arial and Calibri are easier to read, so I would probably use those. So good question. Oh, you're very welcome. And remember, if you joined us late, you're going to get a copy of the presentation. You can go back to see any details you might have missed. I would, that's a good question, Janine. I would start with, and I know that I might be mixing up my messages here. I would start a little bit with that why you're applying to the position, that you're very interested, you're getting your degree in such and such. You believe you're a strong candidate for the position, then go into why them, because that's going to get their attention. And will also show that you did your research on the company. And then at the second half of the paragraph or second half of the document, you can go into why you, if that makes sense. All right, very good. Any other questions? Oh, and also as a reminder, if you came in late, you will be getting a recording of the video and a survey. And the survey will be a chance for you to even suggest other topics you would like us to work on for you. Okay, that's a great question, Erica. So it's the same. I think it would be the same thing. And then the subject and the topic of your cover letter will not be about why you're a good candidate for applying to the job, but why you would be a good candidate for advancing to the next job title or the next level of the job. So very similar in the philosophy of why or how you're writing or the style of your cover letter, but now it's going to be a letter of interest for why you believe you would make a good candidate for advancement. Most everything else is going to be the same, except the kind of the tone and the subject of the letter will be that letter of interest for advancement. All right. Well, folks, this ends our presentation. If there are no other questions, um, I will stop the recording, which I forgot.